everybody. How's everybody doing? Hi, Tammy. Hi, Foxtrot. Ooh, Miami. They've got some beautiful storms there. I have a friend that lived in Florida, and she used to send me videos of storms, and I love storms. Thunder and lightning, and that's the best cuddle weather. oh, that's good. Did you get those pretty pink and orange skies there? Hi, Filipinos. And I heard you're out with Robert. So hi, Robert. Oh. I've got someone helping me right now. Booped the like button right on the snoot. I love that. I say that to Ava all the time. Let mama boop you on the snoot. Hi, Samantha. How you doing, love? Nana Laura. Hi, beautiful. Yeah, I'm not even gonna read that. I know what it was. Nope. Hi, Catherine Gaston. Oh, honey. I'm so sorry to hear that. You have all of my love, sweetie, and I will definitely be sending you prayers. Hi, Shelly, babe, sweetie. Good to have you tonight. Hi, Rocky Lennon. And Patty P, thank you. Hi, Ardo. Good to have you here, sweetie. Queen Purple. Oh my gosh, everybody's showing up to the party tonight. It was the T-Rex. Y'all got scared of the T-Rex. Yep. Oh, you have just enough time, hopefully, to get through most of. If I don't yak too long, you got just enough time to get through most of the first docket. But that means I got to yak less. I don't know if it's possible. Oh. So Billy's been spending way more time up on the desk. And so today when I was downloading dockets, something popped up in my suggestions feed, and it was 10 hours of cat purring. Okay, let's try it. It said that it would help calm and relax and blah, blah, blah. So I put it on, and it didn't have that effect, at least not initially. When the purring started coming out of the computer, Billy started trying to find it by climbing all over, on, in, around, under, but mostly on the computer. After a while, he finally settled down. And then, he just wouldn't get off the desk. He loved it. So, I don't know if I'll be putting that on more often or not. Because I don't want him. I don't want him sitting on my laptop. Maybe I'll put it on my phone, and then I'll just set my phone down and let my phone purr, and he can just lay on my phone. Ooh. It might be. Oh, there is a YouTuber, it goes by Burger King, and he does like super long videos of like 4K nature videos that have, like, he'll set up like little dishes of sunflowers and peanuts and stuff, and he'll video the squirrels and birds at the feeder all day long. I'm sorry. Earl was outside of the door and Billy was inside, and I could see Billy swatting, and then all of a sudden Earl's paws come swatting back in, and they were just... Was that funny, girl? Was that funny? The kitties are being hilarious already. Oh. Your Chihuahua howls at kittens meowing. If I start playing kittens, Earl is all up in my business about it. Yeah, Earl's a big kitten lover. Oh, the whole point of my story was I would put, with Crow, I would put videos from Burger King. I would put them up on my big TV in the living room, and I would just leave it going, and Crow would stand at the TV and pat at it and stuff like that. I will not do that with Billy, because Billy is a much more aggressive hunter, and I have a feeling I'd lose a TV. Oh, that is so cute. I told my dentist when I was getting something done, he had the big old, mouth block in me, and had me leaned back and stuff, and all of a sudden I just had a thought come through my head, and I started laughing, and he's like, "What?" So I tell him, "You should put a camera up above where where your hang down light thingy is, and give people a little button so that they can push it, and it captures a photo of them." I'm like, with all of the photo challenge viral thingies that go around with hashtags, call it dentist cam or something like that, and have people, posting their goofy pictures with their, face all opened up and stuff. He's like, "You know what? That might not be a bad idea." I'm like, "It might be a bad idea, but it'd be hilarious." Oh, that's so cute. There's some people, like, who get mad at the sound of people crunching food. I don't know how they would handle it. I went to school with a girl who, like, if people ate potato chips, like, every crunch that they did, you could literally see her doing this. Like, it really got to her. But there's some people that I can see how that would, as long as you're the visual with it, I can see how that would be, rhythmic and soothing. I love watching them eat berries. They get the raspberry all over their mouth, all the mash. It's so cute. Strawberries. It's so cute. No, I think he's looking for the kittens, because, like I said, I've said so many times, Earl is like, he's like the perfect vet cat. Oh my gosh, I wish I could show you guys. Oh my God. I wonder if I can. I wonder if... No, they'll probably quit the moment I move my camera. Let's see if I can get the right angle here. Dang it. Oh, he just opened the door. Dag nabbit. I'm sorry, I tried. That did not work out well. All you got to see was my messy bookshelf pile. And then Earl kicked the door open. I knew they would do something silly like that. Now he's lying there upside down, looking in. You're so dang cute. I really need to find a way to get pet cam working. But anywhere I set it up, they'll just do something cute somewhere else. Oh my gosh. My comments got stuck. Hi, Shane. I can't find your original, so I'll just say hi to you and Chloe's mom at the same time. I love you guys. Hi, sweetie. I love you so much. All right, guys, I'm going to put the clip on so Ardo can at least get to see something other than me yapping. Oh, please be patient. Y'all know what's coming. One of these days, Alice. One of these days. Thank you, Patty P. I know. It's crazy. I cannot believe that. I never thought I'd get past like 50. I love you guys. I love every one of you. There is an abundance of that happens nightly from what I hear. Yeah, I'll have to plan something. I'll have to put something together. All right, now that I've got my Palmy Drive plugged in,
let's see, since I have counsel here on one case, I want to make sure that you're ready to go on this matter.
Well, I have a preliminary matter. I didn't submit all my, as you the court knows, I've been in trial and just got out. I have all my paperwork, but I think and I would request a continuance so that the petitioner can go over it. But there's a preliminary matter, Your Honor, that I think needs to be addressed, and that may be dispositive. So if I could get like 2 minutes to do that, if the court's not inclined to give me another continuance, then I can do it through examining. I can examine both, I can put my client on the stand, and I can go through my brief with the petitioner also. So it's up to the court.
All right, and then I have one interpreter case that's been said over a couple of times that needs to get heard as well. Okay, well, let me do this then. Let me hear the preliminary issue first.
Okay.
And then if we go past that, I'll jump back over to the interpreter case and then we'll set this one aside. So Miss Jordan, are you ready to come on camera?
Can you hear me?
Okay, yep, we can hear you, Miss Jordan. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, and Mr. Johnson is here as well. And Mr. Johnson, you can go ahead and come on camera too. There we go. All right, and counsel's here in the courtroom with us. This is case 24-29, and I'm going to start, Ms. Johnson, for you, or Ms. Jordan, I'm going to start by hearing this preliminary matter before we get into the merits of anything, and then we're going to go from there, okay? All right, so go ahead.
And Your Honor, there's a brief right over there if you want to follow along because it's the first 2 pages. So, Your Honor, it's my position that this is res judicata. This has already been litigated.
Okay.
And Ms. Jordan failed to put in her original request, the original petition, that these matters were pending. They were already pending. She didn't put them in her petition. But for that, I doubt the court would have even heard them. Starting on January 2nd, my client filed a petition against Ms. Jordan. Ms. Jordan then filed what I would call a retaliatory petition on January 9th. And these are both in Kitsap County Superior Court. So Kitsap County Superior Court, he files on the 2nd, she files on the 9th. They set the hearing for her petition for February 8th, which was eventually issued an order, which we have not been able to serve. We've been trying to get it served, and she now is on notice that under Kitsap County Superior Court 24-2-0006-18, there is a protection order protecting Michael Johnson against Ms. Jordan, and she's now on notice of that. And I have a copy right here. And so now when he has these both pending, she then comes into Thurston County on January 22nd and files a petition after there's already an order against her, a temporary order against her, and she's filed a petition also that's awaiting hearing. And my speculation is this as to why she
Your
did
Honor, I
this.
didn't file anything in Kitsap. That
No,
was somebody.
Ms. Jordan, hold on. Let me hear from counsel and then I'm going to get your response, but don't interrupt, okay?
Okay, she says she didn't file anything in Kitsap, so I want to address that. It's in Kitsap, it's 24-2-00066. There's a copy on here is Exhibit 2.
Okay. All right.
And you will see Latoya Jordan Davis, stamped February 8th, 2024. Michael Elliott Johnson is the respondent. And that's the final denial order on February 8th.
Sounds pretty filed to me.
Let me see if I can find the petition in here. I thought I had the petition. Well, I can tell you I know where it is, Your Honor. It's in the back. But I can tell you as an officer of the court, Your Honor, that all these dates that I'm giving you are accurate.
Was there or has there been a final adjudication on that?
Both of them, yes. And that's Exhibit 2 is the order that Mr. Johnson, Exhibit 2 is the order denying Ms. Jordan's petition, and he was granted an order on March 7th.
Did you also include a copy of that?
I do. It's right here, Your Honor. That's what I want to serve her with. That's what she's on.
Is it as an exhibit in this packet or is
It
it?
should be exhibited in this packet, but there's a copy right there. He now has an active order against her. She's been denied an order in Kitsap County Superior Court. And while that happened, and here's what happened in the original order. When she went in on the 8th of or what day was it? On the 9th of January and filed that. It was initially denied, but they set it for a hearing. And so when it was denied, she then turned right around and came here and filed it here. When there was a pending hearing waiting to happen in Kitsap County. And then, so I think that pretty much covers it. I wanted to find the exhibit that shows that she filed it on that day.
I bet she was the kind of kid that if dad said no, she went and asked mom without saying anything. I didn't get my way here, so I'm just gonna try the other one.
And I know there is one. I thought the petition was there. But the court could actually look it up in JABS or anything else.
Well, yeah, I tried to do that. I do that in all cases, but there aren't any,
It's not showing.
well, there aren't any links to any other actions, but
Okay.
it's also, well, and that can be for reasons that are like, there might be a name that's slightly different or a date of birth that's slightly
Yeah,
different.
I
That
got
can
it.
do it, but then the actual petition itself has a section to disclose other cases between the same parties.
It does, and she didn't do
Nothing
it.
in that one.
Right.
All right, well, okay,
And
I
so,
understand what you're saying here. All
yeah,
right, so Miss Jordan, I want you to respond to the legal issues that were brought up. Not the merits of any of this, just the legal issues that were brought up, and then I'm gonna need to make a decision based on that, okay? So why don't you go ahead and give me your response?
Your Honor, I believe he is talking about I had done some rough drafts of a petition that I gave to a legal team, legal advocates team. I believe they filed some.
Okay.
I don't know what you mean, the legal issue.
Well, the legal issue here, not the merits of whether there should be an anti-harassment order or not, but just the legal issue as to the issue the council brought up, which is that there's already litigation between you and Mr. Johnson in Kitsap County Superior Court.
I don't believe that's true.
here you go, Your
They,
Honor.
there is no, I haven't received any kind of response from them since this petition started. There's nothing in Kitsap that I'm aware of.
Your Honor, Exhibit 4.
Exhibit number
Exhibit
4.
4
Okay. I see it. There we go.
shows a filing. This is off of Odyssey.
Mhm.
Shows a filing 2/12/2024. Shows completed status at this time. If you look at the docket down here, on the 12th, on page 2 of Exhibit 4, it shows that it was initially denied. And what was denied was the temporary order.
Mhm.
But the court set a hearing
Mhm.
and the court has the order on the hearing.
Right.
And that's on the, I think it was February 8th. Oh, no, it's actually,
Well, I think that the preliminary issue here is actually fairly easily resolved. And this doesn't, like I said, Ms. Jordan, this doesn't have anything to do with the merits of the underlying case or the case in another county, in Kitsap County. But the statute, RCW 7.105 is clear that if another court, if a superior court is exercising jurisdiction over the parties, then the matter must be transferred to that other court.
correct.
And it looks like, well, at least allegations are here that proceeding has produced a final judgment. In my view, if indeed that's the case, then what would happen would be that Ms. Jordan's petition might be considered by that court as a petition to modify a final judgment. I don't know, but that's going to be a decision for Kitsap County Superior Court. So Ms. Jordan, what I'm doing here is based on the motion that Mr. Pimentel has filed is I'm finding based on these pleadings, these orders and petitions out of Kitsap County Superior Court, that the Superior Court Kitsap County is exercising jurisdiction over the same two parties, and therefore I am declining to hear it in Thurston County District Court, and any hearings on the case will be heard in the Kitsap County Superior Court.
Didn't he say it was denied? I heard him say something was denied.
Well, arguments of counsel are that it was, but whatever the procedural posture of the case isn't really important. What's really important is that court is exercising jurisdiction over the parties. What the court ultimately does in terms of granting, denying, modifying orders is not really relevant.
Well, and it has been denied. You have an order showing it was denied. I'd like her to know that. And I also would like for the record to notice that she has, or to state that she has noticed that Mr. Johnson has an order against her, a protection order against her in Kitsap County Superior Court. Did you hear that, Ms. Jordan?
I'm sorry?
Mr. Johnson has an order against you in Kitsap County. There is a no contact order in place and you cannot make contact with him.
I learned about that Saturday.
So she does know.
Okay, so I'm just signing an order here, finding that this Kitsap County Superior Court is exercising jurisdiction over the parties, and this matter will be heard there.
What is the court date for that?
Ma'am, there is no court date. Your order was denied. If you want to ask the court to reopen it or modify it, you have the right to do that. But at this point, it's been denied. And I think it was more than a month ago. So, but you need to get a lawyer to talk to a lawyer about that. But your order was denied, or your request was denied in Kitsap County.
Why get a lawyer? Here's an idea. How about you ask the lawyer he paid for a bunch of questions? Let's try that.
I'm not planning on getting an attorney. I just want him to stop stalking me and harassing me. That's all. We don't have any contact. When is Mr. Johnson's next court hearing?
There are none, ma'am. It's all done. He has an order against you. Your order was denied. It's all done. But I'm not going to give you legal advice. So talk to a lawyer, show him these documents. If you can give me an address, I can send you the documents, or an email address. I can have them all sent to you.
It's on file in district court.
Okay, we'll email it to you then.
The address is on file with district court.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
And that will conclude the matter for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
For someone who, just wanted to not be bothered by him and wanted not to be stalked by him, she sure wanted to know a whole lot of his business about when his next court date is, when's the next hearing. And I mean, there could be an argument that she just, wanted to get all her ducks in a row for getting all the filings in, but I didn't get that vibe. I think she is a little upset that it didn't work out, and maybe she's still looking to continue contact with him. But I mean, heck, if he's got an order against her for no contact, problem solved, right? Then she doesn't have to worry. There won't be any contact.
Then the next matter that I'm going to hear is Williams versus Tron.
Yes.
And That involves Mr. Neville. Very good. All right, now this is Ms. Williams's petition for protection order against Ms. Tron.
Yes.
Đây là cái lệnh bảo vệ của Alex Williams chống lại Trần Trần bây giờ.
And it's case number 24-6.
Sean
Số
and
vụ tòa
baby.
là 24 gạch số 6 đó giờ.
So to begin with, what I'll do is swear the parties in.
Thì trước tiên hai bên giơ tay lên để tuyên thệ đó nha.
After that, I'll hear from Ms. Williams first, and then after her, I'll hear from Ms. Tron.
Thì sau đó thì bên nguyên đơn đi trước, rồi sau đó là bị đơn nha.
And after that, I'll make a decision as to whether or not to issue a protection order.
Rồi sau khi hai bên trình bày xong đó, thì tôi sẽ quyết định sẽ ban cái lệnh bảo vệ hay không nha.
And for both of you, please keep in mind that everything that you filed up until now in the case is already.
Mà nhớ nha, những cái gì mà văn bản nộp giấy tờ đó là tòa đã đọc sẵn trước rồi đó nha.
Right, so both of you, please raise your right hand.
Giờ hai người giơ tay lên nha.
And do you each swear that the testimony you give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Hai người có hứa là sẽ khai toàn bộ sự thật trong vụ này, không gì ngoài sự thật.
Yes. Yes, Honor.
Okay, Ms. Tron?
Có hứa không Trần? Yes.
Yes, I did.
Thank you. All right, then, Ms. Williams?
I like the cute voice of the baby. Baby Tron was really cute.
Please go ahead.
Bây giờ cô Williams đi trước đó nha.
Tôi xin phép trình bày tôi muốn chống lại bà Trân vì bà Trân đã nhắn tin riêng chửi bới, phỉ báng, sỉ nhục tôi, bản thân tôi, gia đình tôi, chồng tôi và kể cả chồng cũ và gia đình của tôi ở Việt Nam.
Yeah, what I want to do is file a petition against Ms. Tran. She has texted privately to me, slandering me, defaming me, my husband and my ex, and also my family in Vietnam.
Tôi xin phép trình bày chi tiết. Vào ngày mùng 10 tháng 12 năm 2023, tôi có đăng một cái quảng cáo về sự kiện Jiu khủng long cho một cái nhóm gọi là cộng đồng những cái người có nhóm 9 người. Và cái quảng cáo đó diễn ra vào ngày 15 đến ngày 17 tại Puyallup, Washington.
Yeah, the detail is that this happened on December 10, 2023. I did a posting of a Jurassic Park dinosaur to a group of 9 people. That the event's supposed to happen on the 15th to the 17th in Puyallup.
Sau đó thì bà Trân nói là không có phù hợp cho trẻ con của bà quá nhỏ và đứa thì đang chuẩn bị lớn. Và tôi cũng có nói về cái chuyện là tôi và chồng tôi sẽ đi và tôi nói là tôi và chồng tôi sẽ đi và chơi. Tôi không những thế và tôi cũng còn chơi cả búp bê nữa. Tôi cũng quan tâm đến sự kiện khủng long vì là tôi có quan tâm đến cái thương mại về hóa thạch. Bà Trân cười thì bà Trân nói là cái việc đi xem khủng long là dành cho trẻ con.
What happened is Ms. Tran said that this event is not appropriate for kids and older kids, but I'm very concerned about this event. I'm concerned about the fossil nature of it, the fossilization impact, and also have a doll or puppet to this effect here, and I'm interested in this fossil event.
Okay. Sau đó thì tôi sau đó thì bà Trân sau đó bà Trân đăng ảnh em bé của bà và nói rằng là ý là đang dẫn dắt từ cái nhóm, tức là tôi đang nói chuyện về búp bê và bà đã đăng ảnh em bé của bà, con của bà đó là em bé 6-7 tháng gì đấy lên mạng xã hội và tiếp tục và bắt đầu chế giễu tôi. Tôi không có cảm giác ghét, tôi không ghét em bé của bà. Tôi đã từng tặng quà cho em bé của bà và tôi đã từng đến thăm gia đình bà và tôi không ghét bỏ bất cứ ai trong gia đình bà.
After that, Miss Tran posted some pictures of her 6 to 7-month-old kid, like ridiculing me, comparing to the doll that I use as an image. So I don't hate this family at all. I used to give gifts to her kid, and I used to visit them.
Sau đó tôi có nói trong nhóm với mọi người rằng bà Trân làm ơn hãy dừng những cái việc thích cà khịa gây lộn với tôi. Từ trước đây thì cách đây 2 năm trước thì bà Trân đã từng cà khịa với tôi rất nhiều lần, nói khía khái về tôi và nói rằng chồng tôi không phải là người Mỹ và chồng tôi là người yếu đuối, sợ sệt.
So if anybody missed what the argument is about, she, basically just posted how much she enjoys Jurassic Park and that she was looking forward to the event. And the lady in yellow posted a picture of I think she said her child, but compared her to the child, basically. So basically calling her juvenile for enjoying Jurassic Park as an adult. So that's what started the whole thing.
Và tôi nói rằng bà Trân không nên nói xấu các thành viên trong nhóm với tôi.
So after that, I messaged to the group that she should not be saying things to me and my family like that. She was saying that my husband is feeble, he's weak, he's non-American, and I keep on telling the group not for her not to say things like that. Yeah.
Thank you. She called me crazy. She called me con hiệp bị điên. My original name in Vietnam sẽ hiểu. Con hiệp điên, bị điên. Mày có dừng lại đi không? Tao nói bao giờ? Sau đó thì tôi dừng lại. Tôi yêu cầu bà Trân rời khỏi nhóm và không được tiếp tục gây lộn với tôi trong nhóm.
Then she called me crazy, or she called me crazy hip, and I wonder if she's going to ever stop calling me like that. Then I kept on telling the group not for her not to do that anymore.
Bà ấy tiếp tục chửi tôi trong nhóm và tôi đã không nói gì và tôi quyết định là đã chặn bà và yêu cầu bà đã tự động. Tôi là quyền quản trị viên nên tôi đã yêu cầu tôi đã remove bà khỏi nhóm. Sau đó thì bà nhắn tin riêng cho tôi. Xin phép ngài mở ra trang số 27. Bà có nhắn tin riêng, bà gọi là ai tôi bị điên và bà ấy không nói gì về chồng tôi và tôi quá bà không rảnh và tôi bị điên. À, à, sau đó thì tôi không trả lời bà ấy. Tiếp tục vào cuối ngày hôm đó thì bà lại tiếp tục sỉ nhục tôi rất gì là nhiều và một tin nhắn rất dài. Tôi đọc được nhưng mà tôi không trả lời. Sau đó tôi đã block bà, tức là tôi đã chặn cái tin nhắn Facebook và chặn cái tin nhắn của bà và chặn cái Facebook của bà, và tôi không nói chuyện với bà.
So what happened was she kept on slandering me and bad mouthing me. So I blocked her, and because I am the group manager, so I was able to block her and remove her as a member from this group. And as you can see on page 27, Your Honor, that she called me crazy, and she said that I am crazy. I after that I did not reply to her at all. But then the end of the day, she gave me a long message, bad mouthing me again, slandering me again. And then I not only blocked her from Facebook but also from this group as well.
Sau đó thì ngày 12 tôi đã gọi điện. Ngày 12 thì có một số bạn ở các bang khác đã gọi điện cho tôi nói rằng bà post lên mạng xã hội với một cái post chửi bới tôi, chửi sỉ nhục tôi, cố gắng phỉ báng cơ thể tôi.
It is just a Jurassic Park fan club group, basically, that the person talking right now created or moderates. She's the manager of the group, she said, and that's why she was able to block the lady in yellow. But that's all it is a fan page on Facebook.
Bản thân tôi, gia đình của tôi trong quá khứ, và tôi chỉ có ly hôn thôi, và tôi chỉ chia sẻ với bà Trân là tôi ly hôn. Tôi đã từng ly hôn một lần thôi, nhưng bà Trân sỉ nhục tôi là tụt lồn, không có con. Rồi bà Trân sỉ nhục cả chồng tôi, gia đình tôi, bạn bè tôi, chồng cũ của tôi, và nói tôi rằng là tôi không có con nên tôi ghen tị với bà. Nhưng tôi thề một điều rằng tôi không có cảm xúc đó, và điều này đã khiến tất cả một số người họ rất bức xúc ở tất cả các bang. Những người Việt Nam ở Mỹ họ đã gọi điện cho tôi và nói rằng tôi phải thực hiện.
So what happened is let me finish this part. Yeah. So what happened was on the 12th, I received a lot of messages and notifications from my groups, from my friends, different states. What happened was there was a posting again, bad mouthing me again on some social media group, not only about my body but my family, and also saying that I'm just a despicable cunt and unable to have a family, and unable to have a family and a husband and a kid. But then I did try to tell Trent that I was separated once, but that's the extent of my family condition. And I think she does this because she's trying to make me feel bad that I'm unable to have a kid like herself. But what I know is I do not have this feeling at all whatsoever. Not unable to have a kid. That's it. Nói gì thêm không? Anything else?
Yes, more, thank you. Sau đó tôi có gọi điện cho cảnh sát Snohomish County và bên cảnh sát đã gọi điện cho tôi sau đó và có giải thích cho tôi, và tôi nên phải thực hiện cái bảo vệ bản thân, và có thể trường hợp quá thì sẽ phải khởi kiện bà Trân. Nhưng với tôi không muốn kiện bà Trân. Tôi muốn bà Trân dừng lại chửi bới sỉ nhục tôi. Và tất cả những cảnh sát, và chồng tôi cũng gọi đến cảnh sát Stanhope và cảnh sát của Lacey. Tất cả mọi người đã cố gắng giúp đỡ tôi để thực hiện cái protection order cái buổi ngày hôm nay. Và tôi được sự giúp đỡ của cảnh sát ở Snohomish để hướng dẫn tôi cho đến ngày hôm nay.
Yeah, so what happened is I contacted several police jurisdictions, mainly Snohomish PD.
Several. She contacted several police jurisdictions because she was being called mean names on Facebook.
They called me back and saying that I could initiate a personal protection order against Ms. Tran, but I don't really want to elevate the situation to that. I just want her to stop slandering me, badmouthing me, and I don't want to elevate it any further for her to stop. And also had some help. I contacted also Stanwood and Lacey, who gave me the same advice. Yeah.
So this doesn't rise to the level of slander. I get that, this isn't a small claims petition where she's trying to get a money judgment yet. But slander, there are very specific and actually quite high criteria levels that must be met. And this definitely does not rise to that level. There has to be, actual legitimate damages that come from the actions, not just people saw mean words about me.
Và
Let us lấy giấy nha. I need some more paper. Hold on.
yes, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Có lẽ là quá nhiều vấn đề, quá nhiều cái vấn đề mà rất là gây tổn thương cho tôi. Tôi là con người và tôi rất mạnh mẽ, nhưng mà tôi không thể để cho bà Trân lúc nào cũng cà khịa với tôi trong vòng 2 năm qua. Và đến cái giờ đến ngày hôm nay là trên giấy tờ đã có tất cả. Tôi không muốn nhắc lại, và tôi bị xúc phạm và tôi cảm thấy bị tâm lý một thời gian. Và cái công việc của công ty của tôi đã không hoàn thiện. Tôi rất trách bà Trân về việc này.
Well, he may be feeble and weak and un-American, but he's a very supportive husband.
Hôm nay bà biết đó, và tôi không muốn tiếp tục làm bạn với bà. Và tôi muốn bà dừng lại phỉ báng gia đình tôi, bạn bè và chồng tôi. Và kể từ ngày hôm nay tôi mong rằng tòa cho tôi một cái bảo vệ bản thân, và tôi mong rằng bà Trân dừng tất cả cái việc này lại, không chửi bới bạn tôi, bất cứ một bạn tôi, gia đình tôi và bản thân tôi, trên bất cứ một cái phương thức nào. Và có rất nhiều những cái lời lẽ khiến tôi đau lòng và khiến bạn bè tôi bức xúc, đã gọi điện cho tôi nói hàng giờ đồng hồ, và họ cũng phải bỏ việc, chồng tôi cũng phải bỏ việc để ra tòa. Tôi không muốn tiếp tục đọc những cái lời phỉ báng này. Điều đó tổn thương tôi rất là nhiều.
Yeah, so what I'm asking Your Honor is to grant me a protection order for the 2 years of turmoil that I have suffered, as has been documented in the court paperwork. I'm personally and psychologically affected. It has impacted my work. Um, uh, and I had some consolation from my friends all over. So I want to stop Miss Tran from being my friend. I want to stop her contacting me in any manner whatsoever. That's what I'm asking, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Williams.
Cảm ơn cô Williams.
All right, now, there's some, Ms. Williams?
Có nói gì thêm không?
Dạ không ạ, em
Oh, no, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Williams, I was concerned about this from the beginning of this case when I read your petition and other materials.
Us too.
And nothing about what I've heard here today changes my concern and my views on this. But there is not a basis here to issue an anti-harassment order. And I don't even need to hear from Ms. Tran in order to know that.
Thưa cô Williams, tôi đã đọc tài liệu mà cô đã nộp từ đó tới giờ rồi, và kể cả những gì cô mới trình bày. Mặc dù vậy, tôi rất là quan tâm, mà theo tôi thấy đó, những gì mà cô đã trình bày, đã nộp rồi và đã trình bày bữa nay không có đủ cơ sở để căn bản để cho tôi ban ra một cái lệnh bảo vệ hay là chống sách nhiễu đó nha. Hơn nữa đó, tôi không cần nghe cái sự trình bày của bên cô Trần để đưa ra quyết định này của tôi chưa.
And the reason I say this is because all of the things that you have said that Ms. Tran has done are basically issues, like you say, of bad mouthing and slandering and harming your reputation, basically saying nasty things about you. And those things are, on the one hand, not the kind of legal action that can be heard in district court, but then on the other hand, also not part of the law of harassment. So even though the police told you go to court and get an anti-harassment order, that's not something that's available to you for the kinds of things that you're saying Ms. Tran has done and said.
Thưa cô Williams, những gì mà cô đã nói đó là nói về cái sự phỉ báng, nói xấu về danh tiếng của gia đình. Mặc dù vậy đó, những cái hành động vậy đó không phải là thuộc về những cái hành động pháp lý theo của tòa khu vực đó nha, tòa district court đó nha. Mặc dù cảnh sát cũng khuyên cô có thể yêu cầu lấy một cái lệnh cấm sách nhiễu hay là bảo vệ đó, nhưng mà nó không có đủ cơ sở theo về mặt pháp lý, đó là chỉ lời nói của người khác thôi giờ.
So I don't even need to hear from Ms. Tran on this, because even if I accept everything that you have told me and what you filed is absolutely true, it still does not provide a basis to issue a no contact order. So your request for a no contact order is denied.
Thì một lần nữa nha, mặc dù những gì cô đã nói và đã trình bày rồi hay là cô đã nộp rồi đó, nó không có đủ cơ sở để cho tôi ban ra một cái lệnh cấm liên lạc. Thì một lần nữa cô Trần không có trình bày, thì bởi vậy cái quyết định của tôi là bác cái yêu cầu này, đó là không cấp cái lệnh bảo vệ và lệnh cấm liên lạc giờ.
So thank you, Ms. Williams, Ms. Tran, and Mr. Netherly, of course, as
You're
always.
welcome. Giờ cảm ơn hai bên nha. Cảm ơn mọi người. Và tòa đã phán quyết rồi, đó là bác đơn nha.
Thank you.
All right, then the next case to hear is Bellew versus Taylor. Mr. Bellew, can you turn on your camera and microphone, please? This is case 24-60. We had previously continued this case.
Can you hear me, sir?
All right, so we're 0 for 2. Nobody has gotten a protection order so far. Let's see if these two fine young gentlemen have any better luck than the first two.
That was because Mr. Taylor had needed some time to respond. And it looks like you did file some responses late last week, so we've received those and had an opportunity to review them. So, Mr. Bellew, are you ready to go ahead with your hearing?
I believe, yes.
Okay, and Mr. Taylor, are you ready too?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then before we start, can I have you both raise your right hands, please? And do you each swear that the testimony you give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Bellew, as the petitioner, you get to go first, so you can go ahead and present your case. And keep in mind that everything that you've previously written or filed in this case is already part of the record. Go ahead, sir.
I'm filing this because ending the friendship that was no longer conducive to both of us. I have since then been my house, my place of work has been intruded upon. And all I've asked of Mr. Taylor is to just drop everything and just to leave me and my family alone. I'm tired of my parents being stressed out by the fact that some of the actions that has happened, presented with evidence presented of thought being followed, showed up at different places of work, school, other activities, and all I want and have asked since then is to just please just leave me alone. And is that's pretty much all I would want is just to no more contact anymore. It's been incredibly stressful for again me and my family. I am tired of wondering if they're going to be showing up at my place of work or wherever else I am. That's essentially it. I just wanted to drop it.
Okay. All right, I think I do understand the nature of your request. So if there isn't anything further you want to add, I'll hear from Mr. Taylor and make a decision, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Mr. Taylor?
My anxiety is a little off the board today, so I'll try the best I can.
Mm-hmm.
I was just a little confused with Mr. Blue's thoughts when he's filling out the petition with, he said, he marked the part, about the firearms and like not to take them away or prevent me from getting more. I mean, if someone was really like worried, wouldn't they like say yes on that? And another one on there. My thoughts are all over the board. I'm sorry. And clearly he marked us as friends, and clearly it was more than friends. He does a lot of puts something in front of you and pull it away, puts something in front of you, pull it away. For instance, 4 to 6 weeks before he decided it was over, he gives me this long speech when we're driving around his mom's truck about how something ever happened, but he had never walked completely out of my life. He'd always be some sort of a friend of some sort. It's like he was setting everything up for this day or something. I also noticed on his petition, he says that he had to seek counseling for the mental anguish and whatnot. And his counseling was started before that, and I submitted a text where we were talking about it to prove that it was before that. So it's not because of the day we broke up, it's because he has a lot of his own stuff going on. We both have a lot of our own stuff going on, and we kind of understood each other's stuff going on. And then like he's learned it all to use it against me. He has multiple profiles online. He says I'm the one with multiple profiles and harassing him. He has 8 that I know of that are his, and I'm sure there's a couple more. And that's just in one platform website. He wants his privacy and to be left alone. We're using a platform website that's map-based. It shows your picture and icon on a literal map of where you are. And it shows everybody where you are. So I don't understand how I'm seeking him out and stalking him when we're both doing the same thing. We're on the site to find somebody, and our icons are shown where we are on a map. Like, I don't understand. You can't go on the site to try and find somebody and not see each other. This gay community is very small. Olympia, it's not real big. We wind up with the same people in and out and back and forth. His ex's roommate picked me up downtown and took me back to his apartment, not knowing that he was at his ex's house that night. And then, you know, like, we run into each other. Like, it's gonna happen, it's inevitable. And I'm willing to be civil and a girl and, like, you know, hey, on our merry way. But anytime and every time I have wound up somewhere where Mr. Blue is, he goes ballistic and screams and yells at me. But I'm the one that's being crazy, according to Mr. Blue. Friends have said I should file on him, including Pac-Man. It's like, I'm trying to not ruin things. He knows with this on my record, I'll lose my career. He has threatened me multiple times during our relationship, friend or not, whatever he wants to call it. If I didn't do something, or if I did something a certain way, he'd either file APS on me, or he would call the police on me. And like the night at the ex's house, and he ripped my keys out of my hand, pried my door open to my car. He has a set of my house keys. I had to get a locksmith it out so I could get in my house. He's like, oh, I'm paying for it. It all started it, but okay. Because it's kind of everything he's accused me of, he's doing to me. Apparently, I care more than him, and I want him to be happy. I want him to have a good life. I want him to go on, but we are going to cross paths. We are going to eventually, it's going to happen again. And if he gets his order, how, you know, like, I mean, I could turn around and get one too, you know, like, and then we both can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. Like, maybe adults can get along and just like, I mean, I have a whole bunch of stuff written here. I could read it all. It just seems silly and ridiculous to me, Howard.
Well, obviously, this is a little bit of a difficult and fraught situation for both of you. It's obviously, as far as I can see here, causing both of you a pretty good deal of stress. But the way I need to look at this is whether or not, you know, whether or not Mr. Blue is the petitioner. So I need to look at whether or not he has established that he's entitled to an order for any of the various bases that there are to get one, including stalking, which I think is the one that he had identified that he was after. And so I have to look at the facts as alleged by both of you, make credibility determination, and consider whether or not what Mr. Blue is alleging has occurred here would constitute stalking. And, you know, Mr. Taylor, you point out, and I think reasonably, that, you know, it's a small community here in Olympia. People are going to run into each other. That's, you know, not anything that only happens if somebody's being stalked. That's just the kind of thing that happens by chance. And, you know, when you consider your social groups and your interests and your, you know, what restaurants you go to, you know, things like that, then those chances increase, you know, because you're talking about a smaller and smaller group each time you consider those things. So yeah, you're right. I mean, people are going to run into each other in a town this size, and that's not any kind of, in and of itself, that's not any kind of a violation. That's not even a violation of the protection law. But what I'm looking at is not coincidental things like that. I'm looking at intentional things. So in other words, is the conduct that's alleged here the kind of thing that displays an intent to stalk another person. And by that, I mean, getting in contact with them, showing up where they are, letting them basically know that they're being tracked or watched. And does that sort of conduct or activity, would that cause a reasonable person to be in fear for their safety? And I think that's what Mr. Blue is saying, is that's what he thinks is going on. And that's the evidence that he's submitted to support that. So in any situation, any person, whether or not there's any, criminal conduct going on or anything like that, they've got the right to not be contacted by another person if it's harmful to them. Anyone can do that. Just tell a person, don't call me, don't come by, none of that. And if somebody honors that request, then fine, there's not a problem. But it's the contact that occurs despite that making plain that they don't want it. So, my concern here is that, Mr. Taylor, my concern is that what's happened here is that after the end of the relationship, as Mr. Blue characterizes it, that there was a continuing effort to remain in contact and to display to Mr. Blue that despite whatever he may want, that there would still be contact initiated by you. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at whether you're going to show up together in the same places or that you know the same people and that sort of thing. So did you have something you needed to say?
Evidence I submitted,
Mhm.
it shows like on the 12th, I wrote him a I'm done goodbye letter.
Mhm.
And then on the 24th, he reaches out to me and he
Mhm.
starts it again. He reaches out to me. He's contacted.
An I'm done goodbye letter. Another couple of people ask that are acting like they're in junior high.
Me. Like
No, I saw that.
he's done that multiple times
Mhm.
through the relationship before the breakup. He's said, no, don't talk to me, don't, and then he reaches out to me again. I think there was another one, December 31st to January 3rd, where he reached out to me and was like, hey, and I was like, why are you reaching out to me? Like, I was done. Like, why did you say hey last night?
That was before any of this happened.
So
It was very common throughout our friendship to hear those things. It's not like, it was never said, and then it said once, and it was said common. It was very common.
all right. And I get that, Mr. Taylor, and it's not altogether uncommon to hear those things in a situation where somebody is being stalked, if they are, then to point to a response to a text or a response to a contact and say, well, that's evidence that they don't really want me not to contact them because they're reaching back out. That may or may not be true. It depends on the context. So I've got to decide this based on the strength of the evidence. In other words, Mr. Blue's got to show by a preponderance of the evidence, greater weight of the evidence, that he's entitled to this order. And this is a close one because, Mr. Taylor, you're offering up explanations for, the course of conduct that's happened after the end of the relationship that, that are reasonable explanations, that are non-threatening, that are just normal things that happen, as you said. And Mr. Blue is saying, no, they're not just coincidences. They're designed to, basically intimidate me. That's his position. And like I said, this is a close call, and I'm mindful that if an order is to be issued, that imposes significant restrictions on another person, potentially subjecting them to, criminal consequences. So that's why the law requires that the person who's asking for an order has to show by a preponderance of the evidence that they're entitled to one. And, Mr. Taylor, a lot of what you say is reasonable and makes sense to me. So you've also said that you aren't interested in having any further contact with Mr. Blue. So what I'm gonna do is on the balance here, find that Mr. Blue has not carried the burden of showing by preponderance of the evidence that stalking has occurred. And I will decline to issue an order. So the temporary order will end today. But I will say this, if there's any further unwanted contact, you know, if a pattern continues or develops that shows that Mr. Blue is continuing to receive unwanted contact or unwanted surveillance, that would show perhaps that there is such stalking going on.
The evidence that has already been submitted has shown multiple instances of vague threats, multiple changing of phone numbers, and showing up non-coincidentally the places that I have been to. And yeah, I understand the whole small community part, but I don't intentionally. I haven't gone anywhere near him in this entire time, and yet I had multiple instances of him showing up at specific times at specific places where I am, and I've asked him to please just leave me alone. I don't want, you know, I'm not trying to ruin his career, but I have asked him multiple times, and my parents' health is being affected by this more than anything, because they're afraid of what is, you know, him sending pictures of my house at whatever time when he's not supposed to be there.
I've heard from both of you. I've read all of the substantial information that's been filed by both of you in support and against the issuance of this stalking order, and I made the ruling that I have. It's like I said, it's a close case. It's kind of, you know, you both seem equally credible to me. You both seem equally concerned about, you know, the situation, and I also think, from what I've heard, that neither one of you wants any further contact, except, you know, as you said, it could coincidentally. So on that basis, based on that evidentiary standard, that's my ruling for today. But also, like I said, there should be, if there are, that will be.
So if you were invading his privacy or surveilling him or, you know, stalking him in any fashion, this is your one shot, your one get out of jail free card. If you cut it now, then you don't have to worry about it. All's good. Just leave him alone. Even if he reaches out to you, leave him alone.
Okay, so today.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I've written that order that to the effect of what I just said, and that the clerk will file that today, and you're both able to get copies of that order from the court clerk.
From the office over there.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can get it from the office. You can get it online, be filed and available online too. So, yeah. All right.
I can request that you email to me.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, Mr. Blue, I didn't catch that last.
And online I can have them email me the ruling.
Correct. Just reach out to the clerk's office.
Thank you.
It might.
Yeah, it's the whole time it was like wah wah wah.
Might be a little while because the clerk's in court with me right now, but later today.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, now the next matter we're going to hear is Jessica Cascio versus Kathleen Coleman.
Good morning, Your Honor.
This will be case number 24-7. All right, and Ms. Cascio, are you ready to go today?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Coleman, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, can I have you both raise your right hands, please? And do each of you swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right, Ms. Casio, you're the petitioner here, so you get to present your case first. And keep in mind that everything that has been filed in this case as part of your petition is already part of the record in the case. So go ahead, Ms. Casio.
Your Honor, I just request a civil protection order be granted for me in my personal workplace on like behalf, because this patient, former patient rather, Kathleen Julie and her others Coleman, threatened me and with to say, I'm going to punch you during a visit for massage therapy and Ayurvedic care, right? And she is under taking antidepressants. And let's see, it's a little unruly to find that out. And then on the day that's filed that, let's see, that I took care of her, it really scared the ever living God out of me. Like I took care of her for a while and then I saw other sides of her that weren't exactly that I wasn't sure how to manage. In the court paperwork that I did file, I said, I actually called Western State to find out how do I take better care of her. I even asked her niece, hey, what happens when this happens? And she said she runs and she leaves, right? And I'm really more than concerned about the fact that I can't provide for her. I don't have the means to do so. I don't wish to be a part of her care plan anymore. And I don't want my places of residence have to worry about her either, as far as the fact that when she goes to like the Oli Float or she comes to see me at my other business for, you know, and what version am I going to get of her? On certain occasions, she's been okay. And then other days, I'm like, I don't know that she's there per se. She has had, she entered in a relationship with me where she wanted me to care for her because she had, a motorcycle accident. All right. And then she said that she is, needing assistance and help, in which case I did work on her quite a bit. And then, with the body work that I actually do, it can go ahead and bring about certain kinds of emotions. However, most of the time we were fine up until I saw that this incident really made me reconsider the relationship that I have with her, saying that
she is really, like, she's brought it up, 4 times now, where she's mentioned some version of insinuating that this woman has multiple personalities disorder without directly saying that. And I'm thinking that that's more of her covering her butt from saying something that she could be legally liable for.
she is going to punch me. I don't know if she's going to show up at a place of work or with my other colleagues that she asked for their help of what she's going to do to them. And it basically made me really unnerved as to what to do and how to be there and how to handle the situation. It's very unusual for me, actually. All right. And I just asked for that she can receive medical care that she needs, that she leaves me alone in my place of work. All right. And places of work for my own business and over at Oli Float.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Then Ms. Coleman.
Hi,
Your
Your
turn.
Honor. Okay, so first thing I want to declare is that I never threatened to physically harm Miss Casio. It never happened. She did come up to my house. You sound like you pay very close attention to documents, which I'm very happy to hear. So I would assume that you've reviewed that. I have a text message in there saying, if things are going to hurt, I can't do it. I might have to cancel. And then I included a text message in there about, could I come pick up some herbs and salves from you? And then there's a print screen on the bottom of it of her phone call to me right after that. Jessa had a habit of that where I would text her with an issue or I couldn't make an appointment or asking another question. And instead of ever putting anything in writing, she would call. So that was one of her claims in her petition, was that I had called her on her phone You'll also see a text message in there of her asking me to call her. So that was a normal method of communication. She's absolutely right. I did contact one of the co-owners of Oli Float. His name is Dan. I explained to him, which honestly, when I was reading through the wax, it was actually my responsibility to let him know that he had a person in his part-time employment who they were promoting on their webpage with a direct link to a business that she's operating fraudulently. That is the only reason that I contacted him, because if they are promoting somebody that's operating a business fraudulently and they don't know about it, they're still liable. But if they do know about it, they're culpable. So I let him know. It took me a couple of phone calls to the front desk to get the front desk people to let him know that I was trying to contact him. You can see by the little refund check that he gave me with the nice little note that our conversation, although very sad, he felt really bad that I got like high pressure sailed into buying those floats. So he refunded me for the floats. But he would not take responsibility for anything Jessa did as far as her massage therapy license. So, and including outside of his business, and she just stated to you, my business. Unless she's gone in the last couple of weeks and gotten an active business license, she had no business license. So she was misrepresenting that. So long story short, I sent her an email on the 21st explaining all of this. We need to sever our relationship. This is the money I feel I'm owed back. This is why. Print screens of her business being registered as closed with the Department of Revenue. Print screens that her massage therapy license is in fact active. But what that actually does is say that she needs to operate under a certain set of WACs and RCWs as far as providing documentation, treatment notes, keeping records. And on top of the fact that she's submitted these things, and I also have the RCW here covering discovery quests and compulsory orders. She has taken a document from Oli Float, which is not where I was doing business with her. It's where I initially did business with her and how I met her. But I was doing business with her at her business, which was being misrepresented as an active business without a business license. And I provided you with those two separate financial transactions. So she's actually taken a HIPAA protected document, which is my new client entrance form, from Oli Float, which has absolutely nothing to do with this. I've already talked to the owner. I never had to call back. He was extremely gracious. And she's misrepresenting it as her new client intake form. That form does not belong to her. It never should have left Oli Float's HIPAA protective storage, however that may have been, whether it was in hard copy or digital. She had no right to take that and make it part of any public record. Whatever her false accusations are about my multiple personality disorder, it's all just a slanderous and retaliatory attempt to get me not to take her to small claims court, to get me not to report her to the Department of Revenue, and to make it so that she can have some kind of court order that I cannot turn her into the Department of Health. And one of the main pieces of evidence there is that she backdated a fictitious letter to a doctor who, that's not even my doctor's name. In her heading, she puts her place of business, Roadmap Therapeutics, and Oli Float's contact information in her header, writes a letter to a doctor that doesn't even exist. I mean, at least not in my world, and dates it on the 19th. And I have proof in there that she texted me on the 22nd asking me did I want to meet her in the pool, or did I want to meet her down at her office? Now, does that sound like somebody who's afraid I'm going to hit them? This is all just retaliation. That's all.
All right. Anything
Sorry.
else?
No, that's it.
Okay. No, I know Ms. Coleman, I know you've submitted quite a lot of information here about issues like licensing and whether, you may have a claim for damages against Ms. Casio. I get that you're telling me that. I'm just making it clear that at this point in the context of this hearing, this court's not going to decide the merits of any of those issues.
Absolutely.
But I understand that you're telling me those things in order to demonstrate that you believe that these are the things that are motivating Ms. Casio to file this action against you, and that in reality, you haven't made any threats to her or given her any cause to be afraid of you other than these legal issues that you are advancing as other potential causes of action. I understand that claim. So, and once again, you've heard me say this before earlier this morning that, in order to prevail on a anti-harassment claim, and get an order granted, a person who petitions for an order has to be able to show by a preponderance of the evidence that they're entitled to one. In this case, the order that Ms. Casio has requested is an anti-harassment order, and those are based on and in order to get one, a person has to show that there's been a course of conduct directed against them that's detrimental to their physical or mental well-being, and that conduct serves no lawful purpose and is being done, is having the effect on their mental or physical well-being that a reasonable person would suffer. And looking at this case when the petition came in, it's understandable to me why the court would grant a temporary order based on the allegations, but like everything else, there's at least two sides to every story, which is why we have hearings like this, so that we hear everybody's side of the story in order to make a decision. And here today, now we've also heard from Ms. Coleman, and I am satisfied with the explanations that Ms. Coleman has given that her actions in regard to Ms. Casio are not harassment, and that whether or not there's any merit to any of these claims that there are potential actions for damages or that Ms. Casio is operating outside of the law in terms of business licensing or medical records privacy, no ruling on that issue. However, it certainly explains Ms. Coleman's actions. And so I'm going to find that there has been no harassment here and deny the petition for an anti-harassment order.
All right. Your Honor, may I ask you a question? And you may not be able to answer it.
It's possible. You can always ask, but I
Rage quit, bottom left.
will do my best.
Okay. So I did not file like a anti-harassment petition in return and stuff. I just figured that would all look like retaliation on my part. But I also hadn't seen all these documents with my personal medical information, or the fact that she would actually like write a fictitious letter to somebody who doesn't even exist and include it in part of the court record just to backdate something. Now I am a little bit concerned that she may continue to try and do things like that. Can you just tell her, knock it off, and then we can be done with this and I can go ahead with small claims court? Or I don't know.
You were right the first time. I can't give you any advice.
Okay.
In that regard.
Sorry. All right. Got it.
Okay, that's it for today, Ms. Coleman.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Nobody gets a TPO today. No one. Or an anti-harassment order. Yeah. 0 for 4. And the judge just did not want to be there today. There was a couple of times I think I saw him roll his eyes through that docket. Oh, poor Judge. And Ardo, you would have gotten to see most of it. We haven't been to Amarillo for a while.
Mr. Gallegos. Mr. Gallegos, you have a couple of violations. You have failed to give signal by hand or arm on a bicycle and a bike rider hazardous traffic violation. As I said at the beginning, you can plead not guilty to those if you would like to have a trial or talk with an attorney. You can also plead guilty or no contest. You are time served on those. And just so we're all on the same page, sometimes people don't know. When I say time served, that means you don't owe any money. You've been in jail long enough to cover your fine and court costs. So you would just be all done with this. You would be time served on both of your violations. What did you want to do, Mr. Gallegos?
I would please just to be released. I don't understand. I don't understand what to plead, sir.
Well, pleading guilty or no pleading guilty says I committed those violations. Pleading no contest means I'm not saying I committed those violations. I'm just not going to fight them. If you plead one of those two, I will find you guilty and I will give you time served and you will be done with these charges. You can also plead not guilty and I will set a PR bond. Do you know how a PR bond works?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I would set a PR bond and then you would be released. Either way, you would be released. If you plead guilty or no contest, you would be time served, meaning these would be done. You wouldn't need to appear here in court. Pleading not guilty, you would still be released, but you would need to appear here in court.
I'll plead no contest.
No contest. All right. I'll accept your pleas of no contest. And I will find you guilty. You are time served on each of these violations. So that takes care of these. Looks like this is all that's holding you. So I would expect your release today. We don't need to see you here. Okay. Thank you, sir. Oh, you can return to your pod, sir. Sorry. Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, you have this possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the same options. You can plead not guilty if you want to speak with an attorney or get a trial. You can plead guilty or no contest.
No contest.
Okay. Now, Mr. Jones, I will just note that you have, it appears you have higher charges.
Yes, sir.
That, especially the possession of controlled substance.
Yes, sir.
That this possession of drug paraphernalia, I would assume, is related to. And so just so you're aware, pleading guilty or no contest on this can have some implications for your higher charge.
Okay.
So if you want to plead no contest, that's okay with me. I would find you guilty. It's $531. I'll give you $150 credit. It would leave you owing $381. I would either release you on that to make payment arrangements, or if you think you're going to be in for a few more days, you're welcome to sit this out. You can also plead not guilty. I'll set a PR bond. You know how a PR bond works?
If you don't mind sharing.
No, a PR bond just means that you don't pay any money to get out. You would sign paperwork. It's a $500 PR bond. You would sign the paperwork that says you understand if you don't show up, then you're on the hook for that PR bond, but you don't pay any money up front. So I can set a PR bond. You can get out at least on this charge. And then once you're fully released, you would need to come over to the municipal court, and then you can kind of decide what you want to do from there. It's up to you.
Well, I like that route. That sounds like a better option.
Okay. So I'm going to set that $500 PR bond. That is going to release you on this one.
Right.
Now, obviously, you're still in on, looks like, 3 or 4 others.
Yes, sir.
So just remember that when you get out, that's going to be the next business day that you'll need to be here or then another warrant will issue. So don't
Yes, sir.
forget. So even if that's in 2 weeks,
Yes, sir.
then you'll need to be here so that you don't end up with another warrant and then end up back there in jail. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Ms. Riojas. Let's see, Ms. Riojas, you got 3 violations you pled not guilty. I'm sorry, you pled guilty to back in 2021. One of them you pled guilty to back in 2019, and you still owe money on those, a total of $855. I'll give you $150 credit on cause number ending in 543. That's the no driver's license. I'm gonna give you $150 credit on that. That's gonna leave you owing $705. Do you work, Ms. Riojas?
Yes, actually, I work at South Georgia Laundry, and I'm on HUD, and I missed my HUD inspection yesterday, and I'm gonna lose my house.
Well, I'm just wondering why one of these is almost 6 years old. The other ones are almost 3 years old. Why you didn't take care of it? Why would you let these warrants just stay out so long?
Because I was like living in the streets, I wasn't doing no right, and then my brother died in this year, or last year in 2023 in December, and like I barely got on my feet. I barely got my own house. I barely actually got out of the streets and actually been doing good. And I've been taking care of my nephew now since my brother died, and it's just I'm slowly but surely trying to get away from everything. And I mean, I got on HUD, and I'm not trying to lose that. Like I barely got a job. I haven't been working. Like I was always losing the job because I didn't have
How
a
long have
place
you been
to
working
stay.
at South Georgia Laundry?
For since about a month.
Where'd you work prior to that?
Everywhere.
Well, Ms. Riojas, I'm going to give you a chance to show up here tomorrow for the 2 p.m. docket to make payment arrangements.
But did she sell burritos sometimes?
Thank you.
This is kind of it for you, right? Because you owe $705. If you don't show up, 3 warrants issued, that'll add on $150, which kind of cancels out the credit I've just given you and takes you back up to $855. And just for those, you would end up sitting in about 6 days, almost a week. And so whatever you've kind of worked for or tried to get to would probably be gone if you had to sit in there for a week. So I say that to emphasize how important it is for you to be here tomorrow for the 2 p.m. docket to set up either payment arrangements, or maybe you qualify to do community service, one or the other. So that docket's at 2 p.m. The deputy's gonna give you a map. Don't call and say you can't make it. Don't call and say you don't have a ride. I'm just telling you, if you're not here for that 2 p.m. docket, new warrants are going to issue. And if you've been released like this and you don't show up, and that's not to prejudge your case, but I can almost guarantee you when we see you in jail again, whoever sees you, me or another judge, because I'll make notes about this, they won't let you out and you'll just have to end up sitting these out. So be here tomorrow. If you need to fill out the indigency form, you can. We can talk about community service. I'm sorry, I say tomorrow. Today's Friday, Monday.
Okay.
Monday for the 2 p.m. docket, not tomorrow, because nobody will be here tomorrow. Don't show up and then say, well, nobody was there. Monday for the 2 p.m. docket.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll see you Monday. Mr. Serrano?
Yes, sir.
See, Mr. Serrano, you've had this warrant out longer than she did. Your warrant's been out almost a year. You owed $231 coming into jail. I give you $150 credit. You only owe $81. Can somebody just come to the jail and pay the $81 so you can get out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'll find, you working?
Yes.
Where do you work?
Roofing?
Okay, full-time?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll find that you're not indigent and I'll order you committed until you pay it, okay? Or you certainly, it's $81, so if nobody paid it, you get out tomorrow.
Yeah, because I have other charges in.
I'm sorry?
I think I have other
I'm
choices.
sorry, I didn't even look. Yeah, you have some other violations, so you may not be getting out today anyway, right? Okay, well, I'll order you committed to the chief of police until you either pay the $81 or until you sit it out, which again, that would only be one more day. So by the looks of it, that might be your best option.
Yes, sir. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Serrano.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Tyfair?
Yes, sir. Excuse me. I think I'm here on jaywalking.
Hold
I'm
on.
a lieutenant
Let
admiral
me
in the
tell you-
Navy,
let
the
me tell you
70s in
something.
Sacramento, the social charter. I'm not seating rank. There's a superior court in Fresno. I'm here for jaywalking. Is that true science? I think I'm allowed a statement. I don't want to be rude.
All right, I'm gonna set a $500 cash or surety bond. Thank you, Mr. Tyfair. You need to
What'd
be
you say
here in
about-
court. You need to be here. You have to bond out. You have to pay money to bond out, Mr. Tyfair. When you do, you have to be here in court.
In receivables in the Federal Reserve. I'm a lieutenant admiral in the Navy.
Let's go.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
On in here. Stand in front of the TV screen.
Oh my God, take it on. Yes, sir. Oh, Lord, Doc.
Ms. Van Schoik?
Yes, sir. I was just gonna I had to go like this. The next group. Yes, sir.
I only see you in jail. You know why? Because
Yes.
you don't show up for court when you're supposed to. That's why. You were
That's
in
my
there for about 3 weeks,
Yes, sir.
and then you got out, and you just didn't show up for court. So here you are again.
I didn't have a ride until I just got the ride. My car got stolen. It was my fault. It's only my fault. And I did call. I
So,
talked to my thing. I'm sorry.
Ms. Van Schoik, you've got these, you've got 12 of those animal violations, and you pled at the time, you pled not guilty to these, and I set a bond. You can continue to plead not guilty to these if you want to. Or you can plead guilty or no contest. I'll time serve you on these. What do you want to do?
And then I time served on all of them. No contest and no guilty. What do you, pardon me, excuse me.
Do you want to plead guilty or no contest?
No contest or
Okay. All right, so on all those animal tickets,
I'm guilty. That's what it's saying.
are you pleading guilty or no contest?
No
One or the
contest,
other.
sir.
Okay,
No
I'll
contest.
accept your pleas of no contest. I'll find you guilty on those. I'll time serve you on those. You got these traffic violations. Whose 2003 Chevy Trailblazer's that?
Well, I bought a 2003 Chevy Trailblazer in my name, and that's the one they said was mine when I got home, when we finally found it yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days, something like that.
Should have come to court when you were out driving around in your Chevy Trailblazer, right? You got running a red light, turning right too wide, expired registration, and no insurance. How do you want to plead on those?
No contest. Well, actually, we're doing right. I'm guilty.
Okay.
Let me see, what is the other one? May I say the three? The insurance, let's play no contest. Because I've got a check, I should have insurance on it, but
So you're pleading guilty to all except the insurance, and that one you're pleading no contest.
right, I gotta make sure there's not insured, because I thought I was insured with Geico as well.
Or are you pleading no contest, or are you pleading not guilty?
No, well, that means no, just no contest. Let's just do no contest and I'll take care of it. I'll make sure it's right.
I'll release you to appear and set up payment arrangements. I don't have any confidence at all that you're actually going to appear, but I'll release you to appear to make payment arrangements. And
Yes, sir.
if these violations are all that you're in on, then I would anticipate that you'll be released today. That means we would need to see you Monday for the 2 p.m. docket to set up payment arrangements on these. My guess is I probably won't see you until I see you in jail again, but hopefully you'll show up Monday for the 2 p.m. docket and we can make payment arrangements on these 4 violations.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you understand, if you're not here on Monday, warrants
Here
will
or-
issue, no, at the municipal court If you're not here at the municipal court on Monday for the 2 p.m. docket, warrants will issue. You have 4 violations. That means it'll tack on $200 to the amount you owe, which is, Kaylin, do you know the amount just for those 4?
Yeah, let me grab it real quick. Because they're actually separated out. They are $892.
$892. But then if you get warrants out, it's going to tack on $200. So it's going to be over $1,000. And then you'll have to sit out there for another 10 days or so.
Excuse me, sir, may I pay towards them? And then that way I'm bleeding already and I'd like to pay towards I have money here. Can I put some money towards
No, you're going to show up here Monday.
Yes, I understand.
And you can make whatever payment you want to make, you can make on Monday here at the court.
Yes.
And then you can set up a payment plan for the rest of it.
Okay, yes, sir.
This requires you to be here Monday. I can't say that enough. Monday, 2 p.m. They're going to give you a map. Okay.
Is that the same court that I met you the first time?
That's right.
Sure. Well, God bless you, Your Honor. May God always bless you. And I'll be there if I have to camp out there, but I won't have to camp out. I'll make sure I'm there.
Yeah, maybe just be here about 1:30 instead of camping out.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you Monday.
Thank you. See you Monday.
Whitney Simmons.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Ms. Simmons. I noticed that you received a citation on January 30th, 2024 for speeding 50 and a 35. That case has gone to warrant. What can I do for you today?
I just need to figure out what I can do to set up payment arrangements for it or what I need to do.
Are you prepared to make a payment on it today? I show the fine and court cost is $322.
So that's total of what it is?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I can make a $25 payment. I'd have to go up there to do it.
Okay, so what you're gonna need to do, this warrant's been out since the 8th. You're gonna need to have a really good quiet weekend and come in here on Monday at 11 or 2. You're gonna need to bring 50 at least, okay? To pay on the ticket. So, and then we'll talk to you about lifting the warrant, okay? You will not go to jail. You need to come in and bring about $50 with you when you come, okay?
When is that? When?
11 or 2. You'll need to come in person.
In between, okay.
Yeah, 11 or 2. We have court at 11 a.m. or 2 p.m. I always suggest 11 a.m. court first, if you can. Okay.
So I have to come in.
You're not going to go to jail, but you need to bring your $50 with you when you come.
Okay, so I also have another ticket from 2000. I don't know. It's quite old. Can we?
Is it with the city?
Yes, I believe. I mean, it was a no insurance ticket.
I had 2 no insurance tickets with you back in 2015. Neither one of those have anything pending.
Okay. Well, then I guess not.
Might be with somebody else, but with us, all we have is that ticket, that speeding ticket that went to warrant the other day.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you on Monday, 11 or 2.
Thanks.
I like that. Have a really good quiet weekend and then come in on Monday. The judge is saying only you can screw this up. Don't.
Ashley Craig.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Miss Craig. I show you have a capias, show cause capias hearing on Monday, the 18th, because you still owe $214. What's going on?
I was needing to reset the payment arrangement. They said that the papers that I had got sent didn't get sent back, and I was wondering if I could just have them re-emailed and I can make a payment on that on the 20th when I get paid on Wednesday, which is the 20th.
You also scheduled for court on Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am. And I am aware that that's that $315 ticket, I believe. And I'll be able to pay that on Wednesday as well in total.
Where do you work?
I work at the Opportunity School here on Osage.
Okay.
I teach preschool.
So you're planning on paying the new ticket off on Wednesday?
So remember that as the rest of this goes through, y'all, she's an educator. She is in charge of teaching youth. Yes, it's at the preschool level. They don't focus on much more than colors and shapes, I'm sure. But she is a teacher.
Yes, ma'am. I don't get paid until Wednesday, and right now I don't have the financial means to make that payment until Wednesday
Well, why would you pay the new one off and not just pay the old one?
because the new one has to be paid in full. I'm not making payments on that one. I'm making payments only on one ticket.
Because are you trying to, I'm just trying to understand, are you trying to keep it off of your driving record or what?
No, ma'am. I'm just trying to pay off the tickets so I don't have any warrants or any more tickets to pay on. But I can only make a $50 payment on the one ticket that's 200 and something now. And the $300 one I have to pay in full is what I was told. So that way my license doesn't get suspended or something, I was told.
Okay, so here's how this works. So on the one that's set for court on, yeah, that's from November. Okay. You're trying to do deferred on that one.
Yes.
Do you have insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, so what I told you back in November was that you needed to get the insurance and save the $315. So you could pay that one in full. That we had that conversation on November 27th. Then I saw you on January 29th, gave you more time to come back so you could do the deferred. But in the meantime, you haven't kept up with your payments on the other.
Yes, ma'am. On the 20th, I can pay $50 to the $200, $64 ticket, and I can pay the no insurance one in full of the $315. I can't pay both in full though, but I'd rather pay the $300 one in full because that's the one that needs to be paid in full. The other one I was doing payment arrangements on.
I hear you, but what happened with your payment arrangements?
I had fallen behind with some bills that I had to get caught back up on, my car payment and things like that.
Give me a second, please.
Okay.
Okay, they set you for a show cause hearing for Monday. Do you know why? Oh, you told me this. Did you say you didn't turn your paperwork in?
Yes, ma'am. I had gotten emailed and I didn't turn it in. I was needing to get the paperwork or something.
What time do you have to be at work on Monday?
8 a.m. I can't miss because we're off this week for spring break. And if I miss work and I'm not there for my full shift, I don't get paid for this week.
Gosh, why didn't you just come in and fill out your paperwork this week? Here you are Friday at 3:30. You could have come and gotten this paperwork filled out. The whole reason you got set for that hearing on Monday is because you didn't turn in the paperwork.
Oh,
That's the whole reason.
okay.
And I'm just gonna be on, I'm sitting here looking at you and you've got these beautiful eyelashes. I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, you're talking about not being able to pay this, but
these are only $1 at the dollar store.
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I obviously am not wearing anything like that, but I'm like, when you're talking about your payments and doing all this stuff,
yes.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm re-emailing you paperwork when you ignored it the first time. That's the whole reason this got set. And then you didn't make your payment because they took you off of the payment plan because you didn't turn in your paperwork. That's why it came off your payment plan, because you didn't turn in your paperwork.
Yes, ma'am. I can definitely do that. I'm so sorry about that.
What day do you get paid?
The 20th, March 20th.
She just seems quite irresponsible to me.
It's next Wednesday.
So on the 20th, you're gonna pay $365 total?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so did you submit your new insurance?
No, ma'am, but I can. Do I just email that to the court? Okay, yes, I can do that.
And your name's on it?
Yes.
And it covers you and your vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today, if we enter into the deferred agreement, you can make that payment. You understand, I need the insurance and I need that payment we're gonna send you an email with the deferred order in it. You're gonna have to print that email, print the deferred order, sign it, and return it with the insurance. And you need to make the payment by Wednesday.
Okay.
Can you do all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You pleading guilty or no contest to the no insurance?
Guilty. I don't have insurance, so. So I have to print off a copy of my insurance and attach it to the paper that I signed to bring in.
I need a copy of your actual insurance card, so if you go to your insurance company's website, or to your account, you should be able to, they'll say, oh, do you need an insurance card like you would put in your glove box, So we need that insurance card. It's got your name, it's got the policy number, it's got the insurance company and it's got the car all on it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna email you a deferred order. I'm gonna defer finding of guilt for 180 days. You're gonna pay $315 by 3/20. You're gonna email me proof of your insurance. And I should have a copy of your driver's license already. I do.
Yes.
And if you move from your home, you have to let me know where you move within 5 days of the date of your move. So make sure you get that done. This insurance card shows that you live in a nice apartment complex over there in Irving, Texas, but I know that's not where you live. Have you updated your driver's license? with
No,
your
ma'am. I need.
Amarillo address? Well, don't get a ticket for that, Ashley.
Okay.
That's
I
easy to
will.
fix. Just go on the DPS website and do your change of address.
Okay.
Get it all taken care of.
Yes, ma'am.
Feel so much better.
Yes.
Is your inspection and done and your registration and all that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you've had all week. Okay,
Okay.
so we're gonna email you that deferred order. You email it back and I've asked them to remind you to send in that proof of insurance with it, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Don't drop your insurance. Do not drop your insurance. And when we email you your paperwork on your payment plan, what are you gonna do? Fill it out and put it back in?
Fill it out and send it back. Yes.
Yeah, so I need all that. So I need 365 on Wednesday, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let me know if you have any questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. You're free to leave.
Bye.
Yeah, that when the judge asked her, you know, what are you going to do? And she just kind of stared blankly and, you know, looked up, very lost. So she got the tickets because she dropped her insurance, she didn't have it, whatever. But then the court emailed her paperwork. She didn't print it out or fill it out and send it back. And then she can't find it now. It would most likely still be in her email. So she could really just search her email for, you know, something even remotely related to the court website and it would come up. But rather she wants the court to re-email her paperwork for her to maybe fill it out this time. She didn't update her address. She's a whole ball of I don't care. Or this is just not worth my time. I don't know if it's laziness or if she just doesn't understand what she's supposed to do or she's busy with other things. I don't know what it is, but it really bothers me that she's just so darn disorganized, maybe would be the best way. Just the whole I don't give a hoot kind of attitude just bugs me.
Mr. Gallegos? Mr. Gallegos, you have a couple of violations. You have.
Sorry, hold on. At least I know exactly where I left off. It'd be easy to get back to there. When I clicked the button, I bumped it all the way back to the beginning. But do. Almost. Sorry.
Okay, you've had all week. Okay,
Okay.
so we're gonna email you that deferred order. You email it back and I've asked them to remind you to send in that proof of insurance with it, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Don't drop your insurance. Do not drop your insurance. And when we email you your paperwork on your payment plan, what are you gonna do? Fill it out and put it back in?
Fill it out and send it back. Yes.
Yeah, so I need all that. So I need 365 on Wednesday, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let me know if you have any questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. You're free to leave.
Bye.
Oh, I guess that's why it reset. I thought there was one more case, but apparently the other case wasn't interesting enough for me to leave it on there. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that was the fun. That was the fun. I'm gonna see if someone wakes up. I'm messing around in the treats bag here, and I don't feel her yet. That's what it took. Hi, baby. Hi, you got people asking for you. You got people's asking for you. Go, no, 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 don't you steal them. Ow! Oh, wow. She jumped down and landed right on the wound on my foot. Oh. Okay, let me put my foot up before we even begin this, please. Okay, now you can come up. Thank you. You're lucky. You're so darn cute and sweet. And I know it wasn't on purpose. Yes, I know it was not on purpose. You would never hurt Mama like that on purpose. I see the doctor tomorrow. Everybody's favorite girl. Everybody's favorite girl right here. You're so loud. Such a loud chewer. Wait. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. I certainly did. Oh man. Wait. Everybody's favorite girl. Tell them about the good day you had outside. She got some bones today in the mail from the Ava fan club. And so I gave her a wait. Put that paw back down. Thank you. So I gave her a bone and I put her out on her leash outside because it was sunny out. And she sat out in the grass and ate her bone. Chomp, chomp, chomped it. Good girl. She had like half of it gone inside the house, but they're real bones, so they're full of marrow. And if y'all don't have a dog and haven't given them marrow before, it has a certain effect, and so it's nice to have them outside for a little while. So she went outside for a bit and ate her bone out there. They were close. They were real close. But I knew I was live. Yeah. There's probably going to be some later. Did you just toot? Ugh. Bet if I roll the camera back, that got caught. But yeah, so now you guys had your Ava. I am going to have a pain pill and go to bed. I've got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. They're picking me up at 9 a.m. for it. I'm going to take her out potty one last time because she apparently needs it now. Now that she's chomp slomped her treats. Oh my gosh, like she got louder. Like she's a louder eater now than she was a month or two ago, I swear. She got louder. I'm just trying. Trying to do good. Thank you, Sir Philip. Someone recognizes my efforts. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm going to take her potty, and then I'm going to go to bed myself. And I will be here tomorrow to do it all over again. Much love, y'all. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.